Welcome to the world of strange little habits that we all do, subconsciously and without thinking. These are small rituals that have crept into our lives, and while they may not always make sense, our brains just love them. We're talking about those moments when you keep checking your phone, even though there's nothing there, or when you open the fridge for no reason. Why do we do these things? Today's list reveals 10 of these subconscious tricks our brains play on us. One, checking your phone every 5 minutes. Do you feel the need to keep checking your phone? There's nothing new, but you do it anyway. Why? Because your brain has become addicted to the dopamine rush it gets from each notification. If there's nothing new, your brain says, maybe this time. So you check it again. This behavior is due to what's known as intermittent reinforcement or sporadic rewards. It's like a candy machine. Usually there's nothing, but every now and then you hit the jackpot. Your brain loves that glimmer of hope. 2, nodding. Without a clue, imagine someone telling you a story that makes zero sense to you, but you're nodding along like you totally get it. Why? Because your brain doesn't want to waste energy or risk an awkward moment. So, we employ social masking, pretending to be engaged even if we're just humming a tune in our head. Nodding is simply the safe way of saying, yes, we're on the same page, even when you're absolutely lost. 3, staring at people without realizing it. You know that feeling when you're suddenly staring at someone and don't even know why? Sometimes our minds switch to observer mode just for fun. Subconsciously, we analyze faces, gestures, and body language of people around us. This is because our brains are wired to recognize patterns and look for potential threats or allies. Yep, it's a genetic thing. Your DNA wants to keep tabs on what's going on around you, even when you're not all that interested. 4, playing with your hair or face when stressed. Nervous? Oh yes, time to play with your hair or rub your face. These are called self-soothing movements, which give us a sense of control in stressful situations. By touching our face or hair, we're subconsciously signaling to ourselves that everything's okay. It's like a toddler grabbing their favorite toy. We're nervous, so we stroke our own anxieties. It's a way of telling ourselves, just relax, it's all good. 5, looking in the fridge with no plan. You open the fridge, stare inside, and nothing. But 5 minutes later, you open it again as if something magical has appeared. Why? Our brains crave stimulation and often associate activities like eating with satisfaction. If you're bored or need a break, your brain nudges you. Hey, the fridge is right there. It's a quick way to break the monotony. And if that miraculous slice of cake is in there this time, well, it was worth it. 6, checking if the door's locked 3 times. You're leaving the house, and just to be sure, you check the locked door. Then, one more time to be sure you checked it. Why do we do this? It's a way our brain deals with anxiety. We subconsciously reassure ourselves that we haven't forgotten something important. This behavior is linked to obsessive-compulsive habits. By checking, our brains reassure us that we're safe. It's our brain's way of saving us from the what-ifs. 7, repeating things in your head before you say them out loud. Imagine you have an important phone call. Before you speak, you go over it in your head. Why? Because your brain loves to avoid awkward moments. This pre-phrasing gives us a chance to fine-tune our thoughts before they leave our mouths. It's our way of ensuring we don't sound like a toddler discovering new words. It sounds great in our heads, so let's double-check before we actually say it. 8, finishing songs in your head. You hear part of a catchy song, and suddenly it's stuck in your head all day. Why? This is known as the earworm phenomenon. Your brain loves to finish incomplete patterns, so when you hear part of a song, it just has to finish it. The catchier the tune, the harder it is to shake. Your brain likes closed loops, and if it doesn't finish the song, it just won't stop. 9, judging people based on first impressions. Even though we know we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, we subconsciously form opinions about people in seconds. Our brains create cognitive shortcuts to help us make quick decisions. It's an evolutionary survival strategy where a quick assessment could mean the difference between friend and foe. So, even when we try to be objective, our brains take the easy route and make snap judgments. 10. Endlessly scrolling on social media. You scroll through your feed, reach the end, and start over. Again, what's going on? Social media uses intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes you see something interesting, and that keeps you going. Your brain wants that little dopamine boost, even if it means scrolling without end. Every new meme or post is like a slot machine jackpot, and we can't wait for the next one. So there you have it, our journey through the little tics and quirky habits we all do every day. And now, I'll admit I found myself in a lot of these. I'm definitely guilty of checking my phone every few minutes. Yes, I also sometimes catch myself staring at random people and nodding along to things I absolutely don't understand. And the fridge? Let's just say it's seen its fair share of deep stares, where I hoped something new had magically appeared, like a random piece of chocolate cake. We're all in this together. And honestly, these little quirks are what make us human. Each of us has subconscious rituals that might not make much sense, but add a little color to our daily lives. So the next time you catch yourself doing something on this list, have a laugh. Who knows, maybe someone else is doing the same thing and thinking they're the only one. And most importantly, don't let these weird little tics bother you. After all, life is about those little things that make us, well, a little crazy, but totally human.